Hey everybody, I was tagged for the Would You Rather video by London City Girl TV. So I'm going to answer these few questions and then I'm going to tag other people. The first question is, would you rather watch a horror movie or a thriller? That is a tough one. I love horror films. Some of my favorite films are horror movies. I love I don't know, Rosemary's Baby, The Shining, Repulsion, Videodrome, Peeping Tom, The Audition, the list goes on and on and on. I think there are so many great ones, but that being said, I would say about 90% of the horror films that are made are shit. So I would probably say thriller just because I feel like it covers a more wide variety of subjects. I mean, I know the two kind of go hand in hand, but I think that thrillers tend to be kind of cover more versatile subjects and kind of atmospheres and tones and things like that. Comedy or romance? The two of them are both very difficult to pull off. I think comedy is probably the hardest to pull off, but I am so fascinated by comedy. I think that there is so much behind what makes us laugh, and it's something that's really I've been thinking about a lot lately. Just the idea of laughter is so often covering up insecurity, and I think ironically laughter comes from so much sadness. So, there's so much controversy in laughter and things like that. So I love films that really go for it and really capture that humor. I love like Woody Allen, kind of also lots of dark comedies and things like that. I also love if I'm just talking about pure comedy, I would go Marx Brothers. You can't go wrong with them. They're amazing, so witty and satirical, political. And then I gotta go back to like Buster Keaton. I mean, one of the all-time greats for just pure brilliant slapstick humor, and then screwball comedies. But I would have to say I tend to be a person that gravitates towards darker things, and I am a dark person. So I would probably go romantic films just because I think that romance, there is so much that reveals who we are in romance. I mean, you really do learn who you are as a person, and you grow so much in a relationship just in terms of, you learn about what you want, what you don't want, what's at stake, what you're willing to sacrifice, all of these things. And I love when that's depicted well. Now, that's rare. I mean, there are a lot of, again, really sappy, melodramatic romance films, but when it's done well, I mean, it's amazing. So I'm gonna go romance. Male lead or female lead? It doesn't matter. I mean, I like them both. When I was a kid, I watched films that I was always so disappointed because female characters were not as strong as I thought they could have been. And I feel the same way today. I just feel like male characters tend to be more well-written and more complex than female characters. And like when I was a kid, I never wanted to be the female characters in movies because they were always kind of screaming and like damsel in distress, and they always just seemed really helpless and kind of one-dimensional. I wanted to be John McClane. I wanted to be 007. I didn't want to be the girl that was on the sidelines. But now that I'm older, now that I watch films that are more, not so commercialized, I would say I probably tend to gravitate towards females just because, I am one, if you didn't know. But I still wish there were more intelligent female roles out there, but I guess I'd probably say female. Would you rather shop online or in-store? I'd rather shop in-store. I like shopping online for things that I know I can buy online. I don't know, like a movie or, something off Amazon, things like that. But I like going out and experiencing things. I like people watching. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know what you're going to find, especially if it's like a really cool novelty store or a niche store. I mean, you can't beat those. You can't capture that online. So I love the personality of places more. Would you rather watch one film per day or 15 per week? Who wrote these questions? These are so weird. I would say one film per day, and I mean, I wouldn't choose either one. I don't have time for that, but I guess if I had to choose, I'd do one film per day just because that's less than 15 per week. I just like, I mean, I'm lucky if I watch one film every 2 weeks. I really don't watch that many movies because I like to go out into the world and experience things rather than just sitting in front of the TV. So when I watch a movie, I want it to be on occasion and I want it to be meaningful. I don't want to just be kind of like, watching so many movies all the time that they just all blend together. Would you rather be a director or a film critic? Oh, definitely a director. When I was like, I don't know, in college and when I was in high school, I wanted to be a film critic. I thought that that was my calling. But now the more that I think about it, I think that that job would drive me crazy because I would have to sit through so much crap. I mean, I would have to sit through like Horrible Bosses 3 and National Treasure 6, and I think I would lose my mind. I would lose such faith in the creative quality of Hollywood and of the industry. I just really think it would kind of brainwash me. I mean, of course, there are a lot of great films out there, but there's a lot of shit. So I don't think I would want to have to deal with that. And plus, being a director would just be amazing because you are getting to share your creative point of view with the world. I mean, I've never like directed, but I've shot films sort of, and I've edited them. And I've learned that I'm a very good editor just because I've watched so many films. I really know how to make things look good and to capture a certain tone. I know what I want, and I know, like, if I have a certain vision, I kind of know how to communicate it. Again, because I started out as a film major, so I know a lot when I was in college, and I've just watched so many films throughout my life. So, yeah, I mean, being able to share your artistic vision with the world would be unbelievable, and I feel like I speak the language of film probably more than any other. Would you rather watch your top 20 favorite films for the rest of your life that you've seen before, or would you rather watch new movies? That is a really tough one. If you had asked me this question maybe 2 years ago, I definitely would have just said, watch films that I've seen before because I know that I like those films. I have so many films I love returning to again and again. Great classics and things like that. But you know what? I think right now, if I had to choose, I'd probably say go for new movies just because I want to be able to experience new and upcoming filmmakers and new ways that people see the world. That's always just so exciting to me. Even though I think that Hollywood particularly is on the verge of collapse, and it's appalling to me, the level of quality that we're seeing, especially in like commercial movies and blockbusters. But there are a lot of good things out there. I mean, just thinking about this year, some of the things I've seen, Boyhood, that's to me was a masterpiece, something I'm pretty sure I will definitely return to. I loved Nymphomaniac, Ida, Grand Budapest Hotel. So I love being able to see all kinds of new directors and seeing what they can come up with. And it's cool to be able to experience new things rather than old things. Would you rather watch only your favorite genre for the rest of your life or watch every genre but your favorite? I don't know. I don't have a favorite genre. I think that if a film is good, whether it's a comedy, a horror film, whatever, as long as it's well done, I'm probably gonna like it. I'm very eclectic and there's not much that I'm not open to. That being said, my favorite movies are the genre benders, more of the experimental pieces that have all kinds of elements in them, like horror, sci-fi, humor. I like them all to be combined into one because to me that it's capturing all kinds of different facets of life because life is not a genre. So I don't know if you consider that like art house or just whatever. I don't know if you consider that an actual genre. But yeah, I really don't know how to answer that question because I prefer the genre bender. So I guess I'd say maybe every genre but my favorite genre just because I don't have a favorite genre. I don't know. I'm very confused. Would you rather watch a movie in the theaters or on your tablet? And I'm guessing that means like your iPad or whatever. Definitely in the movie theater. If I watch a movie on my tablet, which I don't have one, but if I were to watch a movie like on my laptop, I'd have that little thing pop up saying, oh, you've got a text, or oh, you've got a Facebook message or something. That would drive me nuts. And it does drive me nuts. And I do that all the time. If I am watching something on TV, I always have my laptop there. I'm always like doing, multiple things at once. And I think there needs to be less of that. I think people just need to learn to have more of an attention span and just watch one thing and be able to take it in and experience it and have, actual coherent thoughts on it. So that's why I love movie theaters because, even though it's kind of a pain to drive there and sit through all the previews and, listen to crying babies and all that sort of stuff, whenever you see a film that's really great, it's like a religious experience where everything else in the world is gone. Nothing else exists. And you're able to just kind of be immersed in this world. And that to me is very important. That's how art should be taken in. It should, receive your full attention because people worked hard for it. So yeah, definitely movie theater. Would you rather watch films or TV shows? Oh, that's another one. Like if you had asked me a few years ago, I would have said, oh, film, no question. But now there is so much good television out there. I mean, it's ridiculous. TV is on such a level, such an intelligent level of writing that movies in Hollywood, I'm not going to say all over, but just Hollywood in particular, are not even close to. I mean, just in the last couple of years, I have watched some of the greatest, TV shows I've ever seen that are right up there with some of the great films. Like The Sopranos is my all-time favorite show. Mad Men, almost in its league. Breaking Bad is a wonderful show, almost like a Western, a modern day Western. And then even like Girls, I love Girls. I think it's just so witty and satirical and brilliant. And Twin Peaks is great. I absolutely adore Game of Thrones. I love anime. I love Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist. The list goes on and on and on. There's so much. So I don't know. I would say that films, I love the idea that with TV, you're able to really stay with these characters and let them develop so organically. And it's cool to kind of see how characters develop over a period of time rather in such a condensed space as a film. But I haven't seen something on the level of like some of Stanley Kubrick's great works, like 2001: A Space Odyssey. I haven't seen a television show quite break those boundaries. Or even something like a Carl Dreyer piece or a film by Ingmar Bergman. To me, that is on a level that is just, it just has this quality about it that is just so dissonant and so strange and so different. And even though I think that television is so close to breaking into that really experimental nature, and in a lot of ways it has, like Twin Peaks, I think, is great in so many ways. For the most part, the first season's good. But I would have to say, like, film has the edge just a little bit. And also, it's just because it's my first love. Films have always been something that I've gravitated towards, so I'll probably stick with that. But man, the way TV's going, I could probably switch my opinion. So anyway, that's my video. Thank you for the tag. I'm actually not gonna tag anybody on this one just because this one is more specific to film. And ironically, I don't really watch that many YouTube channels that are just about film. So I'm actually gonna do another video, and that's a tag video, and I'm gonna go ahead and tag other people on that one. And I think it's gonna be kind of fun. So those are my would you rather questions answered. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, the link is below. And you can also like my Facebook page, and I will catch you all next time.